Welcome everyone. Good morning. It's Jean Brittingham at Captain Stitches, and it is time for another weekend review. So good Sunday morning to you all. And also, before I forget, if any of you men out there are watching, I know there are male quilters out there. So happy Father's Day to all of you. Hope you have a wonderful day. I know it's going to be a beautiful sunny day here, so great for going fishing, taking a hike, going camping, grilling out, working on that barbecue or that smoker. Some of the great things that we know all you dads love, or just sitting and relaxing. That would be a great time too. But happy Father's Day to all of you. Happy Father's Day to both my sons if you're watching or watch the replay on this video. um, when I started, before I started pulling the items for the weekend review, I thought I hadn't really accomplished very much this week. But once I got everything pulled and ready to show you what I've been working on, I realized it was a little more than I thought, which I think sometimes is the case for all of us. We feel like we aren't getting much done, but in reality, we are getting quite a bit accomplished. So I hope you are also having fun in your sewing room, craft room, whatever it may be. And I would love to hear from you and hear about some of the things that you are accomplishing also. And before I forget, speaking of that, might as well go on to, before we get started on some of the other things, a new item that I'm going to be adding to my schedule in YouTube. And that is, I am going to be streaming from Zoom onto YouTube live so that I can bring on guests from time to time, other YouTube content creators that I watch or I'm interested in and would love to interview and have on. Maybe some that we may do a collaboration of some type, maybe sometime showing some demonstrations and that type of thing on things that we are working on, that I am working on, that I may be having a quilt along or sew along or stitch along, because remember, Captain Stitches is not just about quilting, it's about all forms of stitching. So some of those things are going to be added onto my schedule, which will be on Fridays when I do that from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. You can hop in and out at any time during that live, watch the replay for the parts that you miss. But I hope to have a really great time working with some other things, some other quilters, stitchers, crafters, all that type of thing out there, having some great interviews, being informative, teaching, learning new things, and sharing with all of you. So watch for that coming up. Did have a test one this past Friday, but that was just a test to make sure everything was running correctly and that type of thing. So with that out of the way, I will go on to, of course, we will touch base with long time gone. That is going to be a long time stitching and piecing and quilting, because it is a rather elaborate and quilt with lots of tiny pieces in there. Not a great picture of the quilt, but that gives you an idea of what the quilt is. And it can be deceiving because most of the blocks are worked with 1-inch strips, pieces, whatever. The blocks are very small, and then several of them put together into units. But I have been working on that again this past week. And it is a Courthouse steps block that I am actually working on. We'll get there. I've got, these are not sewn together, but that is, they will be, there's 9 of them. They'll be sewn together in a strip like that. 3 sets of 3 of them in each. And I have got 5 of them completed. And as you can see, they are 3/4 inch finished strips in there, and there are a total of 10 10, I believe, in there. And it is a 5-inch finished block. So very small to work with. I do have, and I wanted to show you my method of laying them out. These are the other 4 that I already have layered and ready to go, and that is how I lay them out on my mini design board, all labeled so that I have them ready to pick up and stitch together. This is the method that I use for most of my blocks, and I have found that I need to make a few more. These are my small boards. I have medium board and large board. I need to make some more of the medium-sized boards because I use those a lot and just don't seem to have enough of them. So I will be doing that this week also. I'm going to lay that off to the side. And the other thing that we have been working on, of course, as you have all heard about in previous videos, is the quilt behind me, which is the Veterans Flag Quilt Challenge. And it is being done as a quilt along right now in my Facebook group, which the name of my Facebook group, of course, again, is Friends of Captain Stitches Quilting Stitching Bee. The link for that is always in the description box below if you're interested in joining that and joining in and all that we do there. You can find that there always on all my videos. But this, you can only see a portion of the quilt. It is rather large. But that is the sample one. I am also stitching another one to be showing the steps again as we sew along in the Facebook group and those joining in on the quilt along. So we already, of course, everyone should have their star section done, which is the star section for the next one. Have that completed this week. Finding places to set them down as we go. And then inside this box, I'm not going to get it out, but are all the half square triangles that everybody is working on now, putting those together for the chevron sections that make up the stripes of the flag. So that is also has been being worked on this week, and that takes a lot of time, which, as those of you in the Facebook group know, that step 4, which is all those half square triangles getting ready, and in the chevron blocks, you are to be completed with that step by Tuesday so that we can go on to step 5. Just a reminder for all of you out there. One of the other things that I'm getting ready, I do go on with Kathy's Quilts and Crafts, with Kathy's Quilts and Crafts, and I will be putting a link to that also in the description box. But on Mondays they always teach a block for their weekly sampler that they are doing, and I have that. Yep, I have it up. But these are just the pieces all cut, laid out, ready to sew along with them on Monday as they teach this block, which the name of the block they are teaching this week is Use It All, which when you see the number of fabrics and pieces in here, I can understand why that block is called Use It All. It took quite a few different fabrics and pieces in there. But so that is ready to go for tomorrow. Have it all cut out and ready. One of the other things I wanted to show, again, for those of you that didn't see, these were shown during a live when I opened them up, but I know a lot of you probably haven't seen, but I did get mail that I ordered from Fat Quarter Shop, and part of it is this lovely Fat Quarter bundle by Beverly McCullough. The name of the collection is Sweet Acres, and it is all these fat quarters that are in the collection. She is one of my favorite designers, and I have some of her patterns, and am planning on using these fabrics coordinated with some others in those patterns, so that is why I ordered that. And then I am also a lover of all things Tilda. I would have showed you in last week's Week in Review some of the books that I got from that to add to the collection of some of them that I already have of her patterns. but I found that they had some of her fabric, which is hard to find here because she is an Australian designer. So this collection is called Bloomsville, and it's a special edition collection also. But all these beautiful fabrics, which is going outside my box. I don't normally work with brights and the florals like that close together, but I am finding that I am liking them more and more. So I have those so I can work on some of the patterns that I have of hers. Other thing that I have been working on, of course, which I showed last week, but I've been doing more, is the counted cross stitch. I'm doing more of my chair is taking shape. Can't show you the part that's all scrolled up here that's already done, but I'm over halfway done with that, and I can show you on the back of here what the pattern actually is that I am working on. And so I have all the way up to there done and working on that chair. So that has also been worked on this week. And then, which what I like to call when I have been working on things that take a lot of concentration, maybe a little bit tedious and that thing, and you just kind of need a break, but you still want to have a project that you're working on, something to keep your hands busy, is when I pull out my yo-yo project, and I call it my mindless stitching because it doesn't take any thinking. And I know if you are interested in seeing how I do the yo-yos, we'll pull this out real quick so you can see one again. Just to I keep my parts, my needles, my thread, my scissors, and the yo-yo makers that I'm using inside here, of course, with it. But this is a yo-yo maker. That is what I use to make my yo-yos. This is a different size one. They come in several sizes. You can find those on Amazon, your local quilt shops, that type of thing. But anyway, I call it mindless stitching because all the holes, you're not going to be able to see them, I don't think, but they're all there for you to just put your needle in, hold it, go around, don't have to think about it, pull it out, and gather them up, and you have a beautiful yo-yo, all of them always the same size. So that is what I call my mindless stitching. And my bucket here is almost all filled up, so I may have to go to a larger one, which, you know, all my squares are cut in here. So I do like to keep, which of course the other has to, I like to keep everything nice and easy and handy to just grab. And all this, as you'll see when I put it back together, I always love to give my tips for organization along the way too. So all of this all fits together right in there. I just have to grab it. Everything's there whenever I decide to work on it. So that is another mindless part of it because I don't have to go looking for it. It's all right there. And we better put the lid back on that before we spill them all out and forget where it is. So that needs to go on there as well. And we'll set that off to the side. And also, back here behind me, you may have seen, which this is a big quilt, so I can't lift it up, but I have been working on the hand quilting of my husband's retirement signature quilt, which I've shown this before. You can see more of it back here. It is a combination of a 9-patch and a snowball block. The snowball blocks are what was used for everybody to sign and write on. So I have been working on that also for the hand stitching, trying to get that completed and finally done, close to being done. On the inner part, of course, then I have all the borders to quilt yet, but getting closer and closer. And one of the exciting things that happened this past week, and it actually happened on my birthday, I did reach 500 subscribers, which I believe I'm at 506 right now. So I think that 500 is going to stick. So I will be getting ready very soon for a giveaway. And the main item that I will be giving away is this little lap size, or you could use it as a wall hanging, but I will be giving away to one of you randomly. You will have to leave a, when I do the giveaway live video, yeah, when I go live for the giveaway, you will have to leave a comment in the comment section after the live is over and under where you see the video, not in the live, to be eligible. Excuse me, I'm sorry, eligible to win the quilt. You will have to comment. I'm not sure yet, but I will be telling you what you need to comment in those comments, and that is how I will draw for the winner of the quilt. During the live, it will be a number system or whatever, and the first one, you know, that, see with that number, it will be mystery bags that I will be making up and giving out as prizes. It will have a lot of the items that I find that I like most in my stitching cottage and what I use most frequently. Find out that comes in very handy for all quilters, some things for kind of cross stitch, some things for embroidery, a little mix of things, and I will be making up some mystery bags. Don't know how many that I will be giving away yet, but there will be great items in those, and we'll have several of those being sent out. I know one thing that also besides that I will be giving away, and I'm going to show over here first, is this is a pattern that I am getting ready to work on. It is called Over the River and Through the Woods. I am not doing mine in this colorway. Don't like the black and brown and, you know, kind of goldy colors on that. So I will be doing mine in a different colorway. Not going to tell you what colorway because I don't want anyone to be influenced by that at this point in time, especially a couple other people that I know that are going to be doing that with me. But we're doing it because we are going to be starting this in July and calling it our Christmas in July project. Whether we get done actually in July or not is left to be seen, but that's when we'll be starting it and working on it. And the item that I use and is, instead of what they call for on there for under the embroidery section to back it with, is Shapeflex Interfacing SF101. So that is what I always use when there is embroidery on flat fabric that is in something, so that it gives it stability, and also then you do not see your stitches behind that when you put it into a quilt or a wall hanging or a thing like that. It's backed and they don't show through. But I have one or two extra patterns, not sure exactly how many, but I know for sure I will be giving one away to a lucky winner in the giveaway. And these are also available on Amazon. So if there are any of you, I will be doing some of that sewing on that in the lives that I do on Monday mornings when I am working on that. So if there are any of you that want to get this pattern and stitch along with me, you're more than welcome to. But you may also win a copy. Who knows? But I've been gathering in this box is some of the things I've been gathering to put in the mystery bags to send off to the winners of that. And I will be announcing exactly when that will be, either in, you know, my next live, or if it is not before Tuesday in Tuesday's tip demo video, I will let you know when that live giveaway is going to be. Then I have to make sure I have everything ready and the time slot and all that, and I will let you know. But I'm looking to see if there is anything that I have missed. Just one thing, and I think I showed, but you know, and I won't be able to lift this, but you've seen, and I don't know if I can back up far enough to get any more of this, but this is one of the three-tier rolling carts that I love. And my other one that I have is full, so I decided I needed a second one. So I did get a second one, and it is already filled up as well. But those are very, very, very handy to have in your crafting space, your sewing room, my stitching cottage, because I have all the projects that I am currently working on those within easy reach, all organized and everything. So what I want to work on, I can just reach over to one of those, pull it off there, work on it, put everything back when I'm not working on it. And they come in so handy in keeping things organized and being able to keep, if you're like me, I have a pressing station, a cutting station, my sewing station, the long arm, which the back of the long arm has a tendency to get things collected on it. By having these, it keeps those surfaces clean and everything well organized, instead of always having to move things out of the way when it's like, okay, now I want to press something, but I have all these projects laying around on it, so you have to move them. Or they're on your cutting surface when you go over to your cutting surface. They're on the other side of your I have quilter's dream cabinet, what other type sewing cabinet, or what you have your sewing machine on. They have a tendency to get cluttered up around there, and you have to clean that surface off before you can start your piecing and sewing. So this is a great way of keeping those areas clean and everything ready when you want to use it. You don't have to go searching around. Where did I put it? Where is that? Where is that? They're all right there, handy, easy to get at and see and work on. So I believe that is everything I have for you today. I hope you have joined seeing what's going on with me and in the Stitching Cottage. And I will be on next Monday morning at 11:15 is when I go live. And then right after that, if you want to, hop on over to Kathy's Quilts and Crafts for her Zoom streamed live to YouTube, and you will find Kathy, Sandra, Gladys, Diane, Vicky, and myself on there, and we do a nice little stitch and chat, and it is on for the majority of the day. You can hop in and out as you like and chat with some really wonderful and great ladies. It's just like being a family there. Those that are on the Zoom panel are referred to as the Diamond Ladies, just so you know. But yeah, that link will be in the description box below, so we would love to see you over there as well. Thank you, everybody. Again, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, and remember, in the meantime, I can keep you in stitches. Bye-bye.